Hey guys, it's me, the comeback coach, but I'm not wearing comeback coach gear. Today, I'm wearing gear from NetU, which the founder will be coming on in a couple minutes. We're going to be talking about real estate. Let me see. There we go. So we're going to be talking about real estate today. We're going to be talking about how to overcome different obstacles and not let people dictate what you are doing or how you're going to do them. We're going to talk about the after school challenge, which I'm pretty excited about. And we're going to deep dive into what to do and what not to do while buying a house. And Mark, thank you for watching. Rocky, thank you for watching. I think, Mark, this is going to be right up your alley because we're going to be talking about different real estate things. And since you know so much about how to raise value of real estate, of course, I'm going to want you to chime in. I'm really excited tonight. Now, he's a local guy, so we often, me and him, we talk a lot, probably every couple of days. And he always making sure that whatever I put out, he's always repurposing it, putting it out. He's always on my side, and I'm really pumped. He actually came to the store a couple of times. We actually did a live from the store, which was really, really cool. Bob French. Oh, wow. I got a lot of heavy hitters on tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on. Bob French, I love what you do. All you guys that are my friends that are all business owners, if you would you please drop your links so people can get in touch with you? I'm actually going to be ordering something from Kurt for my wife for Mother's Day. I'm really excited about how that's going to come out. Rich Thomas, I want to congratulate you, brother. 147 days. That's amazing. I love you. I'm so proud of you. You're doing the right things. You're doing the great things for your family. Chad, I'm excited. Chad will be coming on next week. He will be the next guest. No, Rocky, you're a heavyweight, brother. You're a heavyweight. Chad's going to be my next week's guest. Next week is going to be at 9 o'clock because I'm going on a date with my wife. And I'm never going to turn down a date with my bride. Thank you guys for dropping all your links for what you do. Kurt Baelish, he is the master of woodworking. So if you ever you want any kind of woodworking done, definitely talk to Kurt. Now, if you're looking to, hey Mark, thank you, brother. Ron, need you to hop on, bro. Need you to hop on. My friend Mark, if you're looking for hardscaping, he can actually do your whole backyard. He can do anything to do with hardscaping. And if you fly him in, he will actually come to you and do the work. Move to the laptop. Can't tag on my phone anymore. It's all right. Thank you, guys. Tagging 3 people. Please share this. All right. Ron's about to come on. Hold on a second. There he is.
I'm here, Coach. I'm here.
You see what I'm rocking, right?
I see it. I see it.
So what's going on, man?
Just working, finishing up, and getting ready.
All right. So we're just gonna hop into it. Tell everybody where you're from.
You're dropping off.
Nope. Tell everybody about yourself, a little bit where you're from, a little bit what you do.
If you don't know me already, I'm sure you guys, a lot of people see me, but Ron Simone Jr., One Stop Realty Shop, NetU and the After School Challenge. Grew up in Kearney. That's North Jersey. Now I'm down Old Bridge, New Jersey. Obviously, One Stop Realty Shop's a real estate company. NetU is network yourself, marketing and advertising, and then the after school challenge. You see a couple couple different guys that used to play football invented the after school challenge for kids. It's some mentorship, and it's an actual program where we mentor kids and have kids play video games, usually using Madden, using all sports games to kind of, give them something to do. We weren't allowed to do anything until our homework was done. So we call it the after school challenge to kind of like give some kids, stuff to do once they're done with their schoolwork. And they get to play ex-athletes like myself and a couple other guys. Um, you know, got a lot of stuff going on all the time. So, but we're always watching. We're always watching Coach Kaufman here. We're always watching Coach Kaufman. We love to see what you're doing all the time. So,
So now, you played high school football?
yeah, I played at St. Mary's in Rutherford.
Okay.
Kind of bounced around. I was a bad kid, but
No. I don't believe
I
that.
don't believe it either. But
Now,
I kind of
did you go to college too?
yeah, I went to Rutgers. I played at Rutgers in New Brunswick. Then got a couple short-lived stay. Get a couple different people looking at you in NFL, different stuff, and then bounced around after that to arena ball. Then got into the almighty real estate business.
Now, what made you want to get into real estate? Was there something that excited you, or just something you fell into?
Something I fell into. My old man owns a real estate company. We're not going to shout him out. That no, we won't. He owns All Time Realty in Clark. So got done playing football after I got hurt playing football. Asked me to get into real estate. So again, it wasn't something I studied criminal justice and psychology in college, but wasn't something I was looking to get into. But you know what? It's one of the best industries, and you had a great coach like my old man, and who better than to show you the ropes and get you making money the proper way, and giving your career after something to follow after.
Now, how'd you get hurt playing ball?
I took a tackle to the leg and ripped my calf muscle. So, intercepting the pass and being done. So it kind of put me out for a little bit.
Okay.
Then tried a little bit of arena football, but obviously the money wasn't, and that type of stuff. Plus you're beating up your body all the time. And I used to laugh because my old man would always say to me, he'd be like, you're gonna be done playing GI Joe football. You're gonna be done playing GI Joe football all the time. Killing your body for making the little bit of money that arena ball that you make. And I was like, you know what, this guy's actually pretty right. Beating yourself up, for $60,000-$70,000 a year when you could be doing that, using your brain and talking to people, networking, marketing yourself, getting into the real estate business. So anybody that's in the real estate business, knows it's a lucrative business, but something you got to really, really, really work at. There's no such thing as a part-time realtor. You see them all out there, but not a lot of realtors that are part-time or, making good money. So it's something that you got to do all the time. It's something you got to put 100% maximum effort, as we say, into, but it's definitely something that's good. It's something that, I suggest a lot of people to get into. Everybody's looking to have that American dream of owning a home. We call it slavery because we're paying for yourself to live, no matter who you are, what you are. But they have you kind of trained to to believe that it's the American dream to buy a home. I always tell people, make sure you know what you're talking about, because you're married to it for the next 30 years. So it's something that everybody wants you. If you don't have the right person, just like yourself, if you don't have the right person in your corner coaching you, you might wind up making a mistake and putting yourself in a hole. And that's why you see, 10 years ago, a lot of people went downhill. A lot of the banks, took houses back. A lot of people, as as humans, we all try and live above our means, but
Yeah.
You got to stay, like you tell everybody all the time, and I watch you. You got to stay in your lane, stay on your path, and
Yeah.
keep yourself focused on what you're supposed to do. That's why that's why we're big fans of you guys. We came up to see you a couple times.
Yep.
We love to.
Rocking,
Yeah, I see. We love
rocking the
talking to
gear.
you all the
Hey,
time.
if you guys that are watching, if you guys have any real estate questions, I want you to drop them down because Ron is here to educate too. He's actually going to drop some knowledge because I want him. Because I have a lot of friends like Mark. He's watching.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in North Carolina, and he does hardscaping.
Okay.
So he does stuff for the outside, trying to raise people's property values.
Oh, nice.
And my friend Kurt, that's watching, he does stuff with woodworking. So do you see a lot of people putting not enough money into their house, or what kind of mistakes do you see first-time owners making?
First time owners. I mean, you know what? Again, everybody doesn't understand to start small and work.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Just Mark asked a question. I know you can see it.
Yeah.
So whenever you get a chance, just answer because he asked a question.
VA home loans. Mark, what do you want to
Yeah.
know? What do you want to know about VA home loans? Give me some kind of question. I mean, there's a lot of. I could sit here for all night and talk about VA home loans, but
Like we did a VA home loan, and I think it was the best thing that we ever did.
mhm.
I mean, because they make sure your house is on point. They go through this house. They went through our house, I think 2 or 3 times just to make sure everything was a-okay and on point.
Well, you sit there and hear a lot of times a lot of veterans, sit there and say that the government doesn't give them enough assistance, or you always hear like the veterans are left on the street or homeless, or a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of programs out there for vets that a lot of people don't know about, and a lot of people don't even take into consideration because they don't want to educate themselves on. So, obviously a VA home is for veterans. There's no money down on a house. They give you the down payment. Your taxes are also cheaper. They get you any way they can, but there's inspections done, like you said, quite a few times on the house to make sure you actually get like what's his name has the veteran fund that we see all the time, and
Yeah.
there's if you're looking out there to do things with the VA loans. I mean, I suggest the veterans out there really do some research on it, because again, it's a great investment it's a great investment to do. It's if you take the time, I'm sure you're going to find out there's a lot of things in there that you don't even know that you can do. But again, a lot of people's biggest mistake is they don't start small and work their way up.
Okay.
You have somebody that wants a job, they want to start at they want to start as the CEO. They don't want to start as the guy in the basement or the mailroom, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to start at the top. So you see a lot of people get themselves in a situation where, I always tell people, listen, don't worry about what the realtors say to you. Don't worry about, what you really can afford. Always start where you should need to start. You know what I mean? If you can afford a $250,000 home, give yourself that comfort zone, and buy a $230,000 home that needs a little bit of work, that you could put in and save up save up for during the time. And when you have the money to put that time and effort into it, you put some more time and effort into it. But a lot of people say they can afford a $250,000 house. They're looking at $300,000 homes. They're looking at $350,000 homes. And unfortunately, in our business, there's a lot of fly-by-night real estate agents that really don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
So they're just telling you whatever you want to hear. Listen, buy the house, buy the house. Obviously, we work on commission. We're not a salary company. Nobody in real estate is salary. Everybody's on commission. So everybody's looking to make that big bang and knock you over the head right away, because let's face it, how many times do you buy a house in a lifetime? Maybe once, if you're even lucky to buy a house once. So again, your greed steps in on people, and people are always trying to make you buy high, because guess what? The higher the price, the higher the commission.
The higher the commission.
Exactly. But
Now, so when you see a person when you go take people around to look at houses, Do they really get starry eyed and be like, "Oh, I want to buy this one now. I want to buy the most expensive one"?
Uh, if you're coached properly, no. We always tell people, obviously, don't start looking for something until you've put all your ducks in a row. A lot of people always want to put the cart before the horse, and before they're pre-qualified, before they talk to a mortgage rep, before they've have a down payment. If they have a house that they have to sell first before they could buy another house, they always want to jump the gun and look for a house. And I always tell them, make sure you have your ducks in a row before you're looking, because if you don't have your ducks in a row, you're going to be real disappointed if you walk into a house that you fall in love with.
Yeah.
If you have a house to sell and you haven't sold it yet, or you don't have an offer on it, and you're looking at other houses, well, guess what? You need that money that you're buying the new house with from the old house. If you don't have an offer on that house, or you don't have it sold already, you have no money to really buy the other house. So if you're walking in that house and you fall in love with it, oh, I want this house, I want this house, what can you really do? And
Yeah.
if the house is price correct, like we always say, price, location, condition, and marketing, timing, and you are the only things that sell the house. So if a house is priced correctly, marketed correctly, the condition is in line with that, and it's gone. It's gone off the market right away. So if you're looking at stuff before putting the cart before the house, you might wind up really disappointed. So, there's stupid little tricks of the trade that you have to, really, really educate people on. And again, this is the biggest investment of your life. You know what I mean? So if you're not educated in it, or you don't have the proper coaching or education in it, you're going to wind up putting yourself in a real big hole. And then you see a lot of people losing their homes, people going into foreclosure. In New Jersey, we're about literally everybody, most people are one rent payment or one mortgage payment away from losing where they live. But you see all these people driving new cars. You see all these people, with the biggest houses, the nice granite stuff, always updating the built-in pools. But again, they're one paycheck away from losing that property in New Jersey because of the taxes, because, the time.
Now, talking about pools,
Yeah.
now I know friends that have put pools in their house thinking it was going to be easier to sell down the road, and it was so much harder to sell them.
Yeah.
Not just because of the insurance, but because a lot of people, they don't want pools in their house, mostly a lot of times for safety. So they got to get the pools ripped out. Do you see a lot of that?
Ripped out. I mean, it's kind of hard. If you have an in-ground pool, I mean, it's kind of hard to rip out. I mean, some people would fill it, but you know what? We always say, pools are a 50-50 shot. Everybody's like, oh, but I have a $30,000 built-in pool. Well, guess what? Ron likes a built-in pool. Richard doesn't give a shit about a built-in pool. Ron has
Okay.
Ron has no kids. Richard has two young kids that an 8-foot pool is a liability to. So we
Yeah.
always say it's a 50-50 chance of, with people buying the pools. But I mean, people ripping them out and all that stuff. I mean, nah, you don't see much of that. I mean, again, it's a selective few that are looking for houses with pools, and it's a selective few that aren't looking for houses with pools. So again, if you're a good realtor, you're letting people know, you have your clients tell you exactly what they're looking for in a property, and you're trying to find exactly what they're looking for as a realtor. If you told me that you were looking for a house with a pool, then I'm making sure that's in the criteria. If you're not
Okay.
looking for a house with a pool, then I'm making sure it's out of the criteria. You don't really, I mean, it's very seldom where somebody says, I'm not going to buy that house because it has a pool, or I'm not going to buy that house because it doesn't have a pool, because you can, either always get rid of it, or get one on that property.
Okay. Now I have a couple questions. Now, say if person wants to sell their house,
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the best things they could do to their house for their return on their investment?
That's a good question, but I always tell people, if you're selling your house, don't do shit to it. Again, your house has a number that it's worth in today's market. Okay. So, a lot of people always find that they're trying to paint their house, they're trying to decorate their house, they're removing decorations off the wall, they're staging their homes. All that stuff is a line of bullshit. And we tell everybody that. You know, you have these realtors that tell you, you know, oh, you know, spend money to stage your home. Oh, take, you know, you see a lot of stuff that people have, you know, family portrait pictures or, you know, or religious stuff up there. And they tell them, oh, take that down. Listen, people are buying four walls. They're not walking in there. You know, some cultures have their things, their little niches that they want in houses. You know, some cultures want the house facing east, some cultures want the house facing west. You know, other cultures don't like their house near water, you know, whatever it may be. And that's fine and dandy for everybody. But we tell everybody your house is worth what it's worth. So you putting paint on the walls is not going to get you another $100,000. You changing the countertops from granite to you know from Formica to granite is not going to get you another $100,000. So instead of spending the money or fixing anything in the house, you know, a lot of realtors will go in there and tell you, oh, you know, your hot water heater is 7 years old. It says it only lasts 10 years. You know, put a new hot water heater in, you'll make some more money. No, we tell people, leave your house the way it is, okay? We're going to tell you what the market value is for it, okay? And then once they do a home inspection on the property, then you're going to find out what you really need to fix or what you don't need to fix. You know, a lot of people start fixing things and waste money. You know, you could spend $3,000, $4,000 to paint your whole house. You know, painting your house isn't going to get you another 10,000, another 15,000. You know, again, like you're going to have people that tell you, oh, pave the driveway, or you know what, go outside and put a new, you know, make it look beautiful, curb appeal. You know, go put new aluminum siding on the house. I mean, you're talking. Listen, if you have money to throw away, hey, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, like we always tell everybody, everybody's house has a price, and it's always the worst being the best house on the block because you can't get any higher. You know, if you're the worst house on the block and everybody else is selling more expensive, then it makes your house better. You know, if you're the best house on the block, you can't get any better.
Now, how many times have you walked into a house where a person thinks their house is worth this much, but it's only worth this much?
Every day. Every day. We always say to people, you know, everybody thinks their home is their castle, you know, which in true it is. You know what I mean? And listen, people need to be proud of what they have. And people, again, you see a lot of different people that, you know, feel negative that they can't afford as much as somebody else, or as people, we always strive to, you know, to be the best. And we always strive to have the best. And again, you will put yourself in debt and you will hurt yourself trying to be the best. You know, we always tell people, you know, be happy what you have. And again, always live, you know, a little bit below your means. This way, if something does happen, you know, because think about it. You have every day where, you know, people want this big glamorous house and they spend all this money. And then, you know, your husband gets hurt at work. Your wife suffers, you know, a stroke or something like that. I always tell people to make sure that you're able to afford a mortgage by yourself if there's two of you, because you know what, as you get older, you know, health is a factor. You know, things happen that you know, I just had a real good friend of mine. I mean, God bless her. You know, she a young girl, 34 years old, had a stroke. You know what I mean? Like, did she expect that? No. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, if you get into a property and buy a house, remember, the government doesn't care if you have an illness. The government doesn't care if, you know, you're not able to make your payment. They care that you're either going to make your payment or we're going to take the house back from you. So I always let people know, don't live above your means. And at the same time, you know, it's okay. It's okay to not have the best, because you could always turn it into the best. And it's okay that your house is worth what it is in today's market. You know, people all the time, 10 years ago, houses were flying off the market. Why? Because they were giving everybody that couldn't afford things money. Okay.
Yep.
They were giving them a ton of money out there. Now the banks took a step back and said, wait, these people aren't paying their mortgages, they're not paying their loans. You know, why? Because we gave them too much money. So now your house 10 years ago was worth $500,000. Why? Supply and demand. You know, now your house dropped down to, and you're talking $1 million homes are now 700,000. 700,000 homes are now 400,000. So again, we always say timing is a huge factor in everything. And it's
so a lot of houses are still underwater.
yeah, a lot. 70, I would say a good 76% of New Jersey is again one payment away from losing their home, and probably about 60% of New Jersey. And again, this is all over, not just Jersey. You know, people are losing their houses left and right, and that's why you see what happens. The rental prices are skyrocketed. Why? Because people are losing their homes. People don't have a down payment, or people don't have the credit to buy a house. So what are all the, excuse my language, what are all the asshole investors out there go and buy a property and then turn around and say, oh, you know what? You can't afford to buy a house. Oh, you don't have the credit to buy a house. Guess what? Come rent our property, but we're going to charge you an arm and a leg for that rental property. And that's why you see people, you know, back in the day, people used to rent their property and the tenants would take care of the property. Nowadays, you know, you sit there and rent the property that's a one-bedroom property for $1,700-$1,800, and then the people default on not paying their bills, or the people default on not paying their rent. Hey, you're gonna kick me out of my house. I'm gonna destroy something too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then you see the investors complaining because instead of doing it the old school way and saying, hey, Rich, you know what? You're a good guy. You know, contact me if something goes wrong with the house, and then I'll take care of it. You know, hey, I'm going to make your rent reasonable, you know, so you can afford it and be a good landlord. You get respect as a landlord. The tenant takes care of you, you take care of the tenant. But everybody's all greedy and everybody just wants the most money for their property. And in turn, you wind up, you know, in court all the time. You have people destroying things in your property, and then you're turning around fixing things. So you see all these people out there nowadays saying, oh, I want to find a flip. I want to find a flip. They get a little bit of money in their pocket. Oh, can you help me find a flip? Can you help me find a flip? Well, again, people want to buy a flip that's I want to make $100,000. Like, no, that's not the market we're in now. 10 years ago, that was the market that we're in. Now, if you're comfortable making $30,000, $40,000 a flip on a house, you know, and you have the money to hold on to that, you know, nowadays you might spend $250 and make $40,000. You know, you might buy a house for $250 and make $30,000, $40,000. You know, people are like, oh, well, that's too much money to, you know, to have a mortgage for, you know, only to make $30,000, $40,000. Well, guess what? Starting salaries for people for a year are $30,000, $40,000. You know,
Yeah.
instead of, you know, taking a house, buying it, flipping it, doing it the right way, make your $30,000, $40,000 every 3 months if you're smart and what you do. Or, you know, if you can only afford to do 2 houses a year, you do 3 houses a year. You know, everybody always wants to try and make that big buck, that big bang, and that's how you wind up getting screwed and hurting yourself.
So I know what makes you different, but tell some of my viewers what makes you different. The one-stop realty shop. What is the difference between you and the neighborhood guy down the street that sells properties? I know the answer, but I want you to say.
I want to hear you say what makes this different. But
The way I see it is, I have yet to see you not be down to earth and the Ron that I know.
mm-hmm.
You're not that one of those guys where you see their face up on the billboard, and you're always personable. You're always taking videos of in your store. I mean, or of customers that just bought a house. You're all about the customers, and that's what I love, because I'm the same way. So, what made you start after you graduated from real estate school? What made you start to say, I'm going to do it different?
Well, you know what? My father has a company, and he's got about 60 agents in his office. You know, and you learn you learn as you go. Obviously, I learned a lot of stuff from him. He's one of the, you know, best guy. The guy could sell snow to an Eskimo. you know. But, my concept has always been probably in 2004, you kind of want to, especially being competitive, being an ex-athlete, you want to like, you know, be different from everybody else. So we had Dave Ryan, even way back when I worked at Old Town Realty, we had Dave Ryan, who's our artist, who you can see, drew our superhero. And that's how dedicated I told you we are at One Stop Realty Shop. Like I have my superhero tattooed on me for the rest of my life. And we always said a lot of people out there are scammers, a lot of people out there are liars. You know, we want to be the ones to, tell you the truth. We tell you, we reconstruct real estate and we bring realty to reality. Because again, you have a lot of fly by night people. You have people that are just trying to make the quick buck off of you. We like the old school mentality where, people actually cared. We want to be when back in the day, when you go to the town mechanic, you knew the town mechanic's name. When they told you that you needed the muffler fixed on your car, they were telling the truth, and that's the only thing that you needed fixed on your car. You knew them on a first name basis. We wanted to bring the trust factor back because all that's gone out of real estate. That's gone in any sales,
Yep.
So we decided to have Dave Ryan, even way back when I was at Alltown, make me a superhero of real estate. Obviously, I'm a really big guy anyway, but I learned from the best, who I consider the best. My father. I took a lot of stuff that he taught me, and a lot of stuff I learned along the way. And obviously everything's changing, and we always tell you copy me like HP, and we always tell all the realtors out there and a lot of other people out there, because they do anyway. We started this whole concept where we're making commercials, by ourselves. A lot of people in these industries will always tell you, use us for marketing and advertising, pay us this much money, and it's very, very expensive, but they don't do their job either. So
Hey, you got some fanboys. They just they're sending you friend requests.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. We love fans.
when we hop off, you want Mark Dudek is an awesome person, bro. And Michael Ryan says I like Ron. See, so you're a hit already, bro.
We're trying.
You're like me. You're like me. You're just bigger.
But we.
So now this after school challenge.
Yeah.
How can somebody get involved and help out the after school challenge? Is it something that they can donate to or anything like that?
Oh, we always take donations. Again, it goes into equipment for the kids. We have the what you call it. You could just the whole purpose of the after school challenge, I mean, was to get competitive with the kids, give them something to look forward to. We all know how much kids, even myself, when I was a kid, we loved our video games. And, a lot of parents now.
I still do. I still like my video games.
A lot of parents nowadays, though, think that video games is bad. Oh, it rots your brain. It's this and that. Well, if you look at nowadays, even the military, and this is why we're trying to incorporate this into every school. We're trying to incorporate this in with cybersecurity, because this isn't the Braveheart or the Gladiator era when people were fighting on the front lines. Now it's who's got the quickest finger, who could target the fastest, and who could press the button the fastest. So really,
very true.
You also have kids, and again, you know this about military-wise. The kids that are joining the military are kids that graduate high school. And we always tell people there's only really 4 options when you graduate high school. You get a job, you join the military, you go to college and put yourself in debt, or you become a drug addict and a loser. Okay? So, and it's geared that way. It's geared that way because I always say to people, we're all.
I did a little bit of all 4.
But we want kids to understand that, if you have something positive to go to every day, and kids are scared to talk to their parents. I didn't like to talk to my parents, but I would talk to another athlete. I would talk to somebody who I looked up to. Yep. So again, we wanted to be a mentorship where, we could coach these kids on how to play the actual game itself. Because if you watch any of these games now, some of them are so realistic. I could coach somebody how to play middle linebacker like I played by looking at the same screen as them, because it's so lifelike now. I could, you know, one of our receiver guys could teach a young high school kid who's trying to get himself a scholarship or just better himself, you know, how to run the proper routes or what type of defenses to look at just by on the computer. And the best thing now is with Facebook and the type of programming that we're using, you know, for the situation, you know, you can do this from the you know, the seat of your home. All you need is internet, which everybody has, and you need your, you know, your system. So all we do is we bring you into the system. We have announcers. We have you could see the two people playing faces, so you actually could see who you're playing. You know, all you got to do. We always, you know, if you've seen our after school challenge stuff, we like you to come on the computer or Facebook or social media, and you know, request a game with one of us. Like we told you day one, we like to, you know, if you want to talk to us, we're old fashioned. We like the old face to face, the sit down. So
Yep.
we want you to challenge us. That's why I came up to you, you know, the first time to meet you, because I don't want to be the guy that just, you know, I want you to put a face to my name, not just the guy that you talk to on the phone. And that's how we do all of our business. You know, we want you guys to feel comfortable with us, because when you feel comfortable with us and you know we're not just your average Joe, you know, we want to show you guys 24/7 what we're doing. This way, you know that we're not pulling your leg. You know that we're not lying to you, because again, truth and respect go hand in hand with each other. You know, the internet is something that made people be able to be totally phony, you know, in terms of who they are, in terms of what they look like, in terms of what they do. You know, you could tell somebody right now that I'm in the airport talking to you, you know what I mean? Because there's a wall behind me. I could tell you, I just sold 15 houses this week. And you know what? A lot of idiots are out there that fall for it and say, wow, Ron sold 15 houses this week, but where's the proof? We always
Yep.
said, we're showing you the proof in the pudding. People are always putting their ducky faces up and their selfies. That doesn't make a realtor. That doesn't prove that you sold a house. You can go stand in front of a house right now in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, and say that you're a realtor because you took a picture in front of the house. Does that mean you're a realtor? No. That's why our concept from day one was going live with everybody, also including also including all of our buyers and sellers. A, to make them feel special, because this is something special for everybody, that you're able to afford to buy a home. And B, because we're showing you the work that we're actually doing. We're showing you the houses that we're actually selling, instead of being the you know, the same old phonies and the insecurities that we call them, that are on social media, you know, lying to you. They can't prove to you what they did. So what do? They do marketing and advertising of themselves. They market.
You mean like like Dan Ram?
There's plenty of them out there. There's plenty of them out there that do it all the time.
Hey, if you guys are watching this, please hit the heart button, the like, and the share button, and tag 3 people, because we're about to get into something that I'm so excited about. I want you to tell my friends how you started your own group, hashtag NetU, and also the New Jersey businesses. And I want you to tell them how you started it, why you started it, and what kind of results are you getting from having your own group.
Well, we're actually working on the website now. The website is actually, you know, you see Facebook is always, you know, when Facebook, Instagram, when you do something good and they're not making money off of it, what do? They turn around and try and block you or put you in Facebook jails. We called it all the time. So we're actually developing the actual website. You have Joe Hotshots that you've seen with us. We're actually developing the NetU mailer also, and social media marketing through NetU. But NetU obviously means network yourself, shortened down. We are one of the first networking groups to come out. You know, now you see, again, you see me do NetU how long ago, and now you see all these other people opening up. Oh, look at this networking group. I'm a networking connoisseur, blah, blah, blah. In real estate, again, we always say your home is your castle, and it all starts in your home. Okay, so we have so many connections, and everybody knows us throughout New Jersey and throughout all these other states. So if you have a home and you're in the business of buying and selling homes, you usually have carpenters, you usually have plumbers, you usually have, we have guys at PC Richards, Home Depot, that always take care of us and our clients. So instead of us referring people, because everybody always asks us all the time for years since I started real estate, refer me business, refer me business, refer me business. But again, you run into a lot of liars, a lot of scammers, your Dan Rams, your MD Constructions. You have a lot of these people that are out there just trying to make a buck. You have these people out there just trying to make money, and they really don't do their job. So we said, instead of putting ourselves out there, okay, and taking liability for the people that we recommend, you know what, we're not going to do that anymore, because we don't want to be the middle guy, and we don't want to be the people that if something goes wrong, I tell everybody, I'll give you an opportunity. I want you to have an opportunity. If you're willing to work for it, then listen, we want to give you the opportunity because we like hardworking people. The fact of the matter is, most people aren't like me. Most people aren't like you that want to put the time, the effort in. Again, they're looking for the quick score. They're looking for the big buck. So we started NetU, and we told you, you know what? We're not going to block you for anything. We're not going to sit there and get mad at you for post. You should be posting in NetU 20, 30 times a day if you want. We actually encourage that to you because that shows us that you're actually out there trying to look and make business. And we tell you, you know what? Listen, we're going to get reviews on you in the group. It also weeds out the people in there that don't belong there, the people that don't want to work, the scammers, the bullshitters. And again, we're not perfect. We never said we're perfect. You never said you're perfect. Everybody goes,
I'm so far from perfect.
Exactly.
But at least people know that they know where I'm at 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
They know that I'm not going to BS them. Like when you came in and bought that Total War,
mm-hmm.
I told you it probably tastes like shit, but it works awesome.
It was awesome.
And it works great.
Yeah.
But, because I want to always give my honest opinion on something. I don't ever want to BS you. And you could have got home and be like, damn, it tastes like shit.
I ran through
But because I told you, you knew that when I was telling you the truth when you got home.
Exactly. And that's what we always tell people, like, people have business transaction or relationships, okay? We call them the same thing. So me and you have a relationship, and it's a good relationship. Why? Because I don't lie to you. I don't bullshit you. If I ask you for something, you take care of it. If you ask me for something, I tell you, Rich, yes, I could do it. No, I can't do it. It's very easy to have a business transaction and a relationship. The good business transactions work out well because people don't lie, because people do what they say they're going to do. The good relationships stay good relationships because people actually listen to the other person. They're not just one-sided looking to get for themselves. If Rich needs...
Well, like I have a lot of people say, they look at my list, and I have like 5,000 friends on my Facebook. And people know that, I build... I'm a relationship kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like my friend Marshall. He's out there. He lives out in San Diego. And we haven't met yet, but we are going to meet because we spend time building those relationships
mm-hmm.
over years, And like if I know somebody like your business, if I know somebody's looking for a house, I'm going to refer them to you.
Appreciate it.
Or, if I know somebody's looking for hardscaping, I refer them to Mark
mm-hmm.
or Kurt. It's, it's more like you said, it's all about building the relationship because they say that your network is your net worth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and you want to try to have, high quality people in your life. And, and I think that's the best thing, like about NetU. I see so many people in there. I need help with this. And they'll get like 8 responses,
mm-hmm.
And I just think that that's so awesome that you actually do that. Now, NJ Businesses, is that yours or is that a family thing or is that a friend's or what is that?
Well, if you look, Jen Moore, very good friend of ours, joined NetU a while ago and reached out to us and started opening up some other groups for his type of businesses. So we actually collaborated a couple groups, NJ Sell It Here, NJ Businesses. He made us the admin on it, and we collaborated it together. And we're always working with, if somebody joins NetU, we let them know about NJ Businesses. We let them know about NJ Sell It Here. If somebody joins NJ Sell It Here, we let them know about NetU. We let them know about NJ Businesses, and so on. Because we want people to, nowadays everything is geared towards marketing and advertising,
Yeah.
and if you don't pay attention and you don't adapt with the system, we're trying to tell people, because everybody wants thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to market and advertise. If you ever taken out a billboard, if you ever taken out a shopping cart, a newspaper ad, it's expensive and you'll go out of business right away. And again, these people that run these campaigns and these ads, that's why you see all these people now on Facebook. Oh, come join our networking group. Oh, come join our marketing group. And you see them at a bar or a restaurant trying to drink and get drunk, because why? The main person, like your Gorgas, like your pages, like your culture groups, or whoever, but he's out there, come pay us based off of my name and who I am. The rest of you are shit. Okay. So basically they're telling you, come to us, pay us, and we'll show you something. What's wrong with giving something back like you do to the community? What's wrong with saying, hey, you're my brother, you're my sister. If I have some information that could be helpful to you, or I could save you a few bucks, that's how you build relationships. That's how you get credibility. That's how you develop trust. And that's why we keep getting the business that we do, because we offer it to people. Hey, if we know something that you don't know, we'll tell you. And you know what? We're always willing to learn something else different too. So if there's information that you know, Rich, again, we watch you all the time. We always jump into your groups, onto your lives, and we support you because we love what you do with people. And you're actually giving back to somebody, taking the time out of your day, out of your busy schedule, and you have a mortgage or a rent or a car payment or a kid, just like everybody else. But
I got all the above.
But you want to give back to the community. You wrote a book, and I laughed because you said to me the one day, you messaged me, are you talking about me? Like, no, I'm talking about the people that are just like trying to make $1 off of somebody with no information, no knowledge, trying to make themselves look and feel, tickle their ego, where you're actually a person that's out there busting his ass to try and help all these people that have problems or have issues that they can't overcome by themselves. And that's what we respect the most about you, and we love you for, because you're out there coaching people just out of the kindness of your heart. You're not looking to become rich. You're not looking to tickle your ego. You're not looking to make people think that you're a god. You're out there doing it because you've been in a similar situation before, and you know what? There were people there to help you, and now you're giving.
Yep. I'm just trying to pay it forward, because I'm so blessed to be able to have my wife and my kids in my house. Mm-hmm. I feel that it's my duty to try to help other people out. All right, so we're going to get off in a couple minutes. My last question is, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they go about getting in touch with you?
Just send up the signal. Just send up the signal, we always say. No, they could request us on. We have our Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn. And again, guys, our numbers are all over the place. All you have to do is hashtag NetU, hashtag O.S.R.S, or hashtag task, which is the after school challenge. Just so funny that it actually came out that way. We like to give kids a task, because when you give them a task to complete, they get the after school challenge. So you can look at you. Obviously, you see we post all of our stuff all the time. Our numbers all over the place. Our email. You guys could DM us. They could ask you for it. We're here to help anytime. And again, guys, for $0, we're here to just help you and ask any questions, any advice that we can help you with. We're here to help any way we can for everything.
Well, I know a couple of my friends send friend requests. I think that's awesome.
That is. Thank you.
I'm very grateful to have you on tonight. We definitely have to get together sometime, do lunch, go to Juicy next door, eat something, hang
You
out.
are, bro. You know I love to eat.
Yeah. All right, brother. I love you. Thank you so
Me
much.
too. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, and God bless you, and net you.
Get it.
You
Hashtag
guys
net
got a
you.
hashtag net you.
Don't forget the hashtag net you.
That's it. All right, brother. Have a great night.
You too, Rich. Thanks for having us, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.